All right. What's up, everybody? Welcome to our Nintendo E3 Summer Game Fest prediction show. We got a lot to talk about with Nintendo. Of course, as always with Nintendo, there's such a wild card. There's such a wild card. We don't know what to expect with Nintendo. We never do. But there is some strong rumors going on, and we're going to start talking about them at some big events too this year. So I'm joined with Kompel and Vinny. Kompel, I know you're really excited about Nintendo. Yeah, I mean, just where's your hype level at right now for Nintendo?
Pretty high. Sorry, I'm eating something
Pretty.
right now.
Oh, you're
Yeah,
okay. I'll carry it from here.
I'm
So I'm
super,
gonna
I'm super
save.
excited for Nintendo. That's what I'll say for.
All right, so let's get the big one out of the way because if they're going to do it, they're going to do it first, right? They're going to knock this out. I mean, is it finally time to talk about Switch Pro? Switch Pro. We're going to go ahead and give them the quotation because it's not official. We don't even know. It's been in the talks for a long time. It could be called new Nintendo Switch, as in the typical Nintendo fashion. But will we see new Switch hardware? If so, I believe that the place to do it will be at Jeff Cayley's Summer Game Fest kickoff live. That's where I'm going with. I think we're going to see it at the Summer Game Fest kickoff. That's June 10th. That way they can announce it. It can be out in the open. When the Nintendo Direct comes around on June 15th, they can talk about it openly. They can show games that are like for new Nintendo Switch or Switch Pro. They can kind of talk about that, right? So Breath of the Wild 2, when we get to it, they can be like, "Hey, new Nintendo Switch enhanced," or whatever they're gonna say. I believe it will be like a, PlayStation Pro, Xbox One X type of deal where the games will release uh, alongside each other, so you can get the Switch version or the new Switch version. I'm calling it new Switch because I feel like that's what they're doing. You know what I mean? I feel like that is the Nintendo way. Call it new Nintendo Switch. So with that said, Compel, what are your thoughts on a Switch Pro, new hardware revealed, and do you think it's going to be like I say at Summer Game Fest?
Um, all the rumors were pointing it to being announced before their direct, not at their direct. So
Mm-hmm.
that's definitely a possibility. I don't know if it's going to be officially during Summer Game Fest or just like something
Mm.
they drop and then Jeff Keighley is like, "Hey, Summer Game Fest, look what got announced." All according to plan.
You're right.
That's what I'm sort of expecting. It's a long-running rumor. The rumors are getting crazy this past week or two. Like people
Hmm.
were saying, "Oh, it's gonna get announced tonight." It never did, and so we're still waiting on that. Uh, yeah, I think it's gonna be announced eventually. Uh, we'll
Yeah.
see.
Well, Jeff Cayley is he definitely likes to do the hardware reveals as we saw with the Xbox Series X being revealed at the Game Awards. So I feel like it could be one of those things where he's got this, that's what he's most excited about. Like he keeps posting about like, oh my God, big week, big announcements, exciting, counting down the days and stuff. And I think it's because he has something to show that he wants to show. And I think it is the Switch Pro or the new Nintendo Switch. I think the Summer Games Fest is a perfect place to drop it. The kickoff to the E3 week. I'm still calling it E3 week. Sorry, Jeff. But yeah, I mean, I think it's a perfect place to do it, man. So Nintendo Switch Pro, is there anything that you would like to see from this? I know we got some rumors. We can briefly talk about this for now, but like, is there anything you'd like to see? I think Nintendo at the reveal will probably do like some kind of, you know how you get that like sizzle trailer where it's like showing the console. I don't think they're going to go in depth with like this. They can run games at 4K and like do the whole. I don't think they're going to do the whole Digital Foundry breakdown of it. I think they'll just maybe it'll like say 4K support and like boom boom and just like throw stuff at you, and then that's it.
Well,
What do you think?
if we go by what they did for the Switch and the Switch Lite, they're gonna have a commercial showing people using it. They're gonna say what it can do, its features,
Mhm.
and that's gonna be the end of it. It's gonna be very simple. I wouldn't expect anything fancy from the actual self.
Yeah, and you'll get the Verge details, like you know, like the people who are going to do the complete breakdown of the hardware specs and stuff. You'll get that in anyways when you look it up on the internet. So I think they'll leave that part alone and just give you a nice trailer of this of what the system's going to look like. Some nice little features there, some 4K support, whatever, enhanced graphics. Games are going to be enhanced. So yeah, I think it's I think it's very likely that we see Switch new Nintendo Switch hardware. I think it's very likely at this point. It's so heavily rumored that it's got to be true. So, going on to our next one, and I almost don't want to like, I don't want to go and throw this out there, but there are a lot of exciting things for Nintendo. I'm gonna throw this out there right now off the bat. Comple, what if Nintendo 64 online,
Oh man.
bro?
Uh, so
What if?
the thing is,
Okay.
Nintendo they they're weird. They don't like
Yeah.
to do what people
Well, that
want.
this is yeah.
Yeah. So literally, what one guy I watched, he said, "No, Nintendo 64 will make me too happy. It's gonna be like black and white Game Boy. That's gonna be the next
Yeah, the Game Boy Online. Yeah, that's
not
it.
even Game Boy
We,
Color,
we
just
were
black and white
this
Game Boy."
close, this close. We're getting the. It's
Yeah.
just gonna be Game Boy, the original Game Boy, and then you have to like you have to put a spotlight on your TV because you can't actually see it. It's not backlit. Yeah.
Oh no.
Um, yeah, no, yeah, they are weird, man. They are very weird, and that is a possibility. But I would love to freaking see Nintendo Switch or Nintendo 64 online. Oh my God. And then in chat, Sly Memo. Mario Party 2. Think of the implications of Nintendo 64 online. Like actual multiplayer games that people are going to want to play online. Like I mean, granted, I love that the Super Nintendo and the NES have the co-op options and you can play Donkey Kong Country or whatever with your friend through the internet. But the N64 was the place to play multiplayer. Like that's the console. It's still brought out to this day for game nights, right?
GameCube
When
as
people
well.
actually, I mean, the GameCube as well, yes, but I mean, phew, if they ever did a GameCube online, that would be amazing. But we got to get to the 64 first, man. And we got Star Fox. Yep. I mean, Mario Party 2 online. Oh, wow. That's crazy. And then if you think about Super Smash Bros. 64, people would want to play that online. I think N64 online is like games that people are going to want to subscribe to Nintendo Online for. Like I love the Super Nintendo and that's the reason why I subscribe to Nintendo Online. I love the Super Nintendo classic games, but man, you throw N64 on there, that's it. Like that's amazing. So that would be, and another reason why I kind of support this theory is people were kind of upset when Super Mario 3D All Stars was pulled from the shelves, and it was kind of a limited time deal, and people are kind of wondering why though, why? What if the real reason was because like, hey, I mean, don't fret. Mario 64 is going to be on the N64 online, and you'll get to play it that way, or uh, I don't know, like just kind of like that is the logic behind an like a non-logical thing, or like you know what I mean,
Yeah.
like to support.
The thing is,
Um,
Nintendo, I don't trust them to do that. I think they're gonna put Game Boy on there. It's Nintendo. You have to think like they do. What is the most disappointing thing you could think of? That's what they're gonna do. So,
you
or
can't think like Nintendo. There's
yeah,
nobody can.
it's insane. I think the
Yeah.
SNES was great, and I think that's gonna be the greatest that it gets for NSO. I don't think it's gonna get any better. Honestly, not
Mm.
that part. I just don't. I hope to be proven wrong, but
Yeah,
I'm gonna take
absolutely.
my I'm gonna uh put my stake in the ground and say, yeah, no, we're not getting N64 online, unfortunately. think it's too good to.
I completely get what you're saying. I'm of the mindset where I'm also kind of like, man, you have an insane player base for the Nintendo Switch. Almost everyone has a Switch, but does almost everyone have Nintendo Switch Online? I don't think so. Like, what's the purpose? N64 Online, you know what I mean? Like that's the killer app to get people to come on.
I only pay
But
for it to
that
play.
was just kind of want to throw that in.
Yeah, I only pay for it to play Smash Online. That's about it. There's nothing else. I don't really play the SNES game. I'll just play an
Yeah.
emulator, honestly.
So, Compo, you bring up Smash. You bring up Smash, and
Yep.
I think it's time we talk about Smash Bros. There are two fighters left in the season pass. I mean, it's not too outlandish to say that both of them could be revealed. I don't think
It
so.
it's
Uh,
not. Yeah.
but what do you go ahead, man? Go ahead.
So yeah, I don't think it's outlandish to say that they might announce both, but because it's the last two, they might only announce one. One is getting announced either way. That it has to, and it's probably going to
Mm,
open up with that. That's usually how they like to do it. It's
mm,
going to open up the direct, the next Smash character, and then they're going to save the last one for a direct fall. That's what I think happened. I think to close it all off, unless they announce another Fighters Pass, which I feel so bad for Sakurai. Like that man needs to retire. I feel bad for him, but he's amazing. So, like, I don't want him to retire. I want more Smash characters for years to come, but I don't know if that's realistic. But I would expect to see a new Smash character. I'm hearing a lot of people say Crash Bandicoot. I think he would fit
mm.
very well into Super Smash Brothers. I wouldn't be surprised if like the last one was like Master Chief or something, just something insane. Uh, and if you're gonna have something that insane
Oh, yeah.
to finish off, I think I honestly think that we're in right now for like a slightly more mundane character just for this one, and then the last one they blow it up. So we'll see there. That's my Nintendo prediction. Like, you got to think like Nintendo. Like that's the thing.
Gotta think like Nintendo. Um, and you bring it up again, man. The Master Chief possibility. Um, I mean, there was a switch on Phil's desk. Okay, or you know what I mean? Like we don't know these things. We're reading into it a little too much. There was a switch on his shelf. Could be possible, like teasing at Game Pass being on the Switch. It could be teasing at another Smash Bros. Character coming from Microsoft, but I don't know. I don't know. I honestly, personally, I don't think. I mean, I guess Master Chief would be really cool because then, but if you're gonna do Master Chief, I don't know. I don't know if I'm like really on board with a Master Chief. I'd rather Nintendo kind of. I don't know, man. Like, let's give me a Nintendo character. Like, I just got besides a Fire Emblem character. Like, give me a Nintendo character, and if I had to, man, give me Wah. You
Oh,
know, where's
so
my
I had a feeling
Waluigi?
you're gonna say that. You cannot.
Wah.
Okay, maybe this one can be. I They can't finish it off with that.
Yeah.
It would make too many people angry, but then again, that's exactly what Nintendo is good at. So they
Yeah.
finish it like that. It like,
I
don't
feel like at this point it's such a
get into
meme that people would go nuts.
exaggerating. Oh my goodness.
I feel like at this point, man, it's such like a
I
meme
would
that
love
people
it.
would go nuts. They would,
Dude, I would
yeah,
love it.
they would
That'd
go
be my
nuts.
new main, I'd be down, but you
Well,
can't. I know some people who would be so angry to see that. It's the most divisive pick. And
Yeah.
I think the smartest thing, if you're gonna have him as a character, have it be this slot, and then the next one be something insane.
Yeah, not as the last slot, or if you're gonna go what I said, where they could possibly reveal both. Maybe they could reveal like Waluigi first at the Summer Game Fest kickoff, and then like stay tuned as we're gonna reveal the last fighter, and we're gonna do a back to back. We'll reveal the next one at the Nintendo Direct. But that's Nintendo giving fans what they want. I'm sorry, Compo.
Yeah, you can't
Get
do
out of that
that.
mind. But
That's
anyways,
not
so Waluigi. I mean, Sora would be pretty epic too. There's a lot of people like really wanting Sora and from Kingdom Hearts to
I
come
think
on over.
I think
Um,
with that has been licensing issues with Disney. I think Disney partially owns Sora, and so that
right.
ridiculous, and that's why we got Sephiroth instead. And I think that was a great compromise.
Hmm.
I don't think we're gonna get Sora. I honestly don't. If we do, that would be awesome. That would make a ton of people happy. I don't see it happening personally. I'm gonna get up real quick. I just gotta wash my hands eating. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, no problem. I'm actually going to go ahead and talk about a possible another character that maybe people aren't thinking about for to be revealed for Smash Bros. How about since it's the Zelda 35th anniversary? How about we go over to the Zelda franchise and grab a character from there? Impa or the Skull Kid would be such a really cool idea to bring on over into Smash. I'd love to see one of those characters that to celebrate Zelda's 35th anniversary. And speaking of Zelda's 35th anniversary, Nintendo's got to do something for them. I mean, we had a little bit of a Mario 35th anniversary last year, and the Mario anniversary was good. They had Mario 35, which was kind of a battle royale game to go online. If they want to kind of follow suit there, you could do a Zelda 35. I don't know how that battle royale would work, but you could do it.
oh Lord,
They made Mario work, and then I mean they could do it. They could do it. I'd
battle
also love to
royales.
see. I mean, there's a battle royale for everything.
I know. I'm
And
surprised they haven't made like
we at Final Fan
Spyro.
TV know this. Spyro. I mean, look, listen. It's a fun concept that works for any game. So Zelda 35 could be their limited time
Oh, dude,
Nintendo
you're
Switch
talking about Zelda
online
without
game.
me?
I'm so sorry. I'm
Oh
so
no.
sorry, Compo. To go back on what I said, I haven't gotten too far, but to go back on what I said with the Smash Bros. Characters, could possibly be Impa or Skull Kid
Okay. Yeah, yeah.
to
Skull
celebrate
Kid
the
would be.
35th anniversary.
I would be hyped,
I
dude.
freaking
I, I want.
yeah, dude. Oh, I put Skull Kid was my choice, but I put Impa on there just because Impa's been on like
Impa would be great.
almost every Zelda.
She'd be so
Yeah,
fun.
it's a very consistent character.
I want Spyro as a Smash
Yeah.
character.
That would be cool too.
I can't say I wouldn't be happy about that. You know what I mean? Like I can't. That would be awesome. Jack and Daxter, let's go. You know what I mean?
Yeah, get some Sony
I would love.
Yeah, just get Crash and
Yeah, let's
Spyro
get
to
some
be there.
mascots. I mean, yeah. Oh man. Well, yeah. Crash. If they do Crash, then I could see like them doing a skin where it's Crash and Coco. Like you know what I mean? Like just kind of swap skins. Huh?
Nothing.
Oh yeah, you're not coming in, dude. Okay, okay. So yeah, now we're going to go over to the Zelda 35th anniversary. And what I was saying, Compa, was Zelda 35 could be a thing because they kind of like mimic what they did with Mario 35. Um, what's that?
Oh, yeah, I was just saying it better be a thing.
Hmm.
I need it.
Right, they need to celebrate the 35th anniversary of Zelda, and I think they really should make this Nintendo Direct like a very Zelda focused event. I mean, you also have the possibility, very strongly rumored, but who's to say if they show Breath of the Wild too? I
I will
think,
say
I
they
mean,
are because
okay,
I don't know if you saw the Nintendo Direct that was earlier this year. AJ Onuma said that they were going to share more news about the sequel to Breath of the Wild later this year. So
they
now,
did, they
now is
did
the
say that.
time, dude. Do it. Do it now. That's all I
They
need.
did say
I
that,
will be screaming.
but they said
I'm gonna
later.
stream it. I'm gonna stream it, and I'm gonna be screaming when I see anything from that game, dude. I'm so hyped.
I can tell in your voice. I love it. I'm glad we got the Nintendo. Like this is their hype. I can feel the hype coming from you.
Oh,
But yeah, so like
holy.
the Breath of the Wild 2 could be revealed. And you're saying that it was said. I mean, he was like later this year. Then again, it is Nintendo. Later this year could be me. It could mean like a Nintendo Direct in the fall. You know what I mean?
It could.
Um,
I think it's
Because they do
time.
have Skyward Sword HD to focus on.
Do they
And
have
like,
on it
if you're
though? It's already it's a port of a game. They showed us everything we need to know. I think we're good.
hmm
Now Breath of the Wild 2 is such a big deal with how just
it's got to be
synonymous
there,
it
man.
is with like open world game design. And every time an open world game comes out, you compare it to Breath of the Wild. That's how synonymous it is with that sort of genre, and it's become a legend. You need to have Breath of the
Yeah,
Wild 2 at
the
E3.
Legend of Zelda.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
Exactly.
exactly. And I mean, if you also want to go this route, if they are going to reveal a new Nintendo Switch, to launch Zelda Breath of the Wild 2 alongside that would actually be a genius move. Just, it paid off for them in spades when
Oh,
they
it's
released Breath of the Wild alongside the launch. So.
I want it all. Just take my money, dude.
And if they show it, man, if they show Breath of the Wild 2 and they say here's the new running on a new Nintendo Switch with enhancements running at 4K, and things like that, right? I think that would be the big seller, but we also have to take in consideration how far out is the new Nintendo Switch? Are they aiming for holiday, or are we going for like another March release like they did with the original Switch release?
I think
So
the
if they're
yeah,
going with holiday, man, I could be like, oh yeah, 100% Breath of the Wild 2 for sure is going to be shown
that was the
alongside the Switch Pro.
yeah, the rumor was it was going to launch alongside each other at the same
hmm
time this holiday. That was like the idea.
Okay, okay. Well, in that case, then I would say I would probably go with a very likely that we see Breath of the Wild 2, showing off basically showing off the improvements that the new Nintendo Switch can handle. And then if we want to throw one in there that I think personally would be really fun is a Zelda Maker. I mean, it's not even talked about. It's not even rumored. But like a Zelda Maker in the same way of Mario Maker, I would think that would be pretty epic. Just to kind of really throw in some Zelda games for this 35th anniversary. Um, so that's the 30. Is there any other ways that you think they really could sell to celebrate the 35th anniversary of Zelda?
Just bringing up some older games, not just Skyward Sword. People are talking about like the easiest ones would be Twilight Princess and Wind Waker. Because they were on the Wii U, they've already sort of been graphically upgraded, just ported over. But
It,
Ocarina
yeah,
of Time and
yes,
Majora's
yes.
Mask, get that over here. Get all of them on the Switch, dude.
Dude, if you put the Nintendo 64 online, then you have Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, and then if you do like a Zelda 3D All Stars, and you can have uh Wind Waker and Twilight Princess. Um, but we already know Skyward Sword is being sold separately. But yeah, then you'll have pretty much every 3D Zelda game ever made on the Switch
Oh,
if you do it that way.
it's again, it's too good to be true. Can't do it.
Yeah. But I mean, like, this is the 35th anniversary of Zelda. This would be like a beautiful way to celebrate.
It would.
Hopefully they do something. Breath of the Wild 2 might be enough. You know what I mean? It might just be enough. You don't need to talk about anything else. Breath of the Wild 2 is what people want to see. A release date this year would be insane.
Dude, they announced a big
So
budget remake of Ocarina of Time or something, and Majora's Mask or something like insane, like full remake, dude. Oh my gosh.
listen, no, it's Nintendo. Okay,
Yeah.
bring
Now
it
you're
down.
gonna
Okay, let's
talk
bring
me
that back down a
down.
couple notches. Yeah, I gotta talk you down now. Like you saw the Mario 3D All Stars, man. They had an opportunity to make that like there are literally fan developed games of Mario 64 that are just breathtaking, and they've done it.
Yep.
And Nintendo just released the N64 version of it. So,
Oh
I don't
yeah.
know about that. So going on from Zelda, let's move over to another 35th anniversary that's kind of being overlooked. Metroid. Metroid is having a 35th anniversary this year. Um, I'm gonna go ahead and get that out of the way and say Prime 4 is unlikely. I'm just don't
I
think you're gonna see Metroid Prime 4.
I'm gonna disagree. I'm gonna say we might see it here. We might get another
Okay.
chance at it. I don't know if it's coming out this year or anytime soon. But I think we might see it for the first time since it was first in here. For the
Mm.
I think it's the appropriate time just because of the anniversary. I think that's the only reason why we should see for the first,
Uh,
at least what the idea, like, just give us a CG trailer or something if it's truly not ready. But
mm.
I feel like we should see it, and I hope they do something great with it. I hope they almost treat it like a reboot of the Metroid Prime series, like make it modernize it a bit more. Give it the things that made the first three games great, which is like the exploration and all
Mm-hmm.
that, the graphics for the system it was on. And I want Metroid to have like a great story. I know that they tried that with Other M. I haven't played Other M
Mm.
yet. I heard a lot of people don't like it.
No,
So yeah, I want
no,
I want
I didn't
Metroid
like that one.
to have a good story. I feel like that'd be really cool. Like that's the one that's set up the most for like cinematic storytelling, in my opinion. Can Nintendo do it?
Mm.
I think they honestly I loved Hyrule Warriors: Age of Calamity. I thought the storytelling in that game was actually very good, despite some of the choices that they made with the lore and stuff. The actual storytelling
Yeah.
on display, the cinematic storytelling was like for Nintendo. I was super impressed. I was like, dude, this is great. Like, give me more of this. It felt like an
That's
anime.
outsourced though, right? Like
Yeah,
that's a
yeah. So
that's not like truly a Nintendo game.
no, it well, it uh the writers were, I believe, the same people that did the story for Fire Emblem, uh,
Mm.
which would explain why it's so good because Fire Emblem is just great. But
Okay.
yeah, it was the same writers as that, and then it was made by I forgot who makes the Warrior. Uh, But anyway, yeah, that game just turned out to be
Yeah.
really good, really strong story wise, and I want something similar from Metroid Prime. I think that'd just be super cool. If not, as long as the game is great, people are gonna be happy. So that game, it needs to succeed. Metroid does not sell well, and it should sell well. Like the quality of the games is just they're very high quality games and they don't sell. So yeah, it needs to it
Yeah.
needs to be a
It's like
success.
the last time they really tried was Metroid Prime. Like they really tried to make Metroid a big name, and they did. They succeeded with Metroid Prime. Like
Yeah.
that set the bar on
I
GameCube.
think that was the best selling
So
Metroid
the
game,
last,
and it was like
yeah, and because they, yeah,
yeah, they because and it only sold like less than 3 million copies. Still, that's what's incredible.
well, the GameCube also didn't have the player base. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah. So Nintendo Switch has the player base. Like they have the opportunity to really sell a game. Um, I'm gonna go with like you said, if they're going to remaster all of the Metroid Primes, if you remaster the whole entire collection of Metroid Prime, put it on the
Yeah,
Switch, that would be a great way to celebrate the 35th anniversary.
would be.
And then you can go, I mean, you could even go with the long rumored, the long awaited possibility of the new 2D Metroid game, Metroid 2D, Metroid Dread. Metroid Dread has been talked about for so long.
I haven't heard that name.
It
But
was,
I've heard about the 2D Metro.
oh man, yeah, it has been talked about for so long, a Metroid Dread, and then it's kind of been forgotten in time. I think the people who created the Samus Returns is working on a new 2D Metroid, but I don't know. I don't have the source for that. But I'm pretty sure they're working on a new Metroid game, 2D Metroid, and it's a follow up to Samus Returns. And well, Metroid Dread would be a follow up to Prime. And if it was a follow up to Prime, it could be a great way to set up Metroid Prime 4. So you can play Metroid Dread in the meantime while you wait for Prime 4. That's I would also love to see a Metroid 35 Battle Royale. Okay. Let's just get that 35 in there. All right, I'm gonna set you guys up, and then I can reset my Discord. What do you think of Star Wars Hunters, which was set after the fall of the Galactic Empire? Star Wars Hunters will bring players together in thrilling team-based battles. This was confirmed due out in 2021 on the Switch. It made its debut on a Nintendo Direct. I think it's about time we see it return. What do you think of that?
Is it made by Activision? Because if it is, then I don't want it.
I don't know who it's by. I'm honestly not interested in being completely honest.
I'm not sure who it's made by either. Uh, it. So what I said, Daniel, was who's it made by? Because if it's made by Activision, I want nothing to do with it.
No, it's not made by Activision. Let me bring it up. It was on StarWars.com. Actually has the listing of it. Um, it's it was revealed exclusively for the Nintendo Switch and the mobile devices. So it's a kind of a mobile game.
Good.
Sure. I'll bring it up real quick to find out who it's made by. But it's are you guys are you excited for it? Do you remember the reveal of it?
No, this is the first
Nope.
I'm hearing about it actually.
No, I
Oh,
remember seeing the trailer, but it left my brain, so I don't remember anything from it. I just remember
okay.
seeing it and being super underwhelmed. If I'm being completely honest, I have any interest.
Right. Yeah, this is one of those it's one of those things where like it obviously looks and it looks like it's going to feel like a mobile type thing. It does have that Star Wars brand on it, so it kind of makes it exciting. I'm trying to find it. Star Wars Hunters um and find out who it's made by. Free to play. It's just a game from Natural Motion and Boss Alien. Um, yeah, edited
Yeah,
by
Boss Alien
Zynga
is
and
mobile.
okay. Yep, and just edited by Zynga and Lucasfilm, scheduled for release in late 2021 on mobile devices and Nintendo Switch, with a soft launch early summer. That's news that's coming from StarWars.fandom.com. So the soft launch could be like they could just after like the Nintendo's pretty famous for that. They're pretty famous for doing the shadow drop, just like and it's available right after this. So they could probably do something like that. So we can move on to uh, Pokemon. Let's talk about Pokemon.
Okay.
Pokemon Legends Arceus. I call it Arceus. Pokemon Legend Arceus, which is that kind of that Breath of the Wild open world type Pokemon game that people were really excited about. It didn't hit the mark for me. Like I wasn't. It when I was thinking of like an open world Pokemon game, that's not what I wanted. I want something, I want something more grand. But yeah, so are you guys excited for Pokemon Legends Arceus, and do you think it will be at E3?
I think it will be at E3. I'm not excited for it though.
Mm,
I'm I'm the type of Pokemon fan where like I like red, blue, silver, gold, ruby, sapphire,
mm-hmm.
emerald, like that. Like I like that kind of Pokemon game. And then once it started breaching into like the 3D and the Mega Evolutions and all that stuff, I was like, and they have like a Pokemon that's modeled after like literally a pile of garbage. Like it that there's
It's true.
like I feel like as Pokemon is kind of like Fast and Furious. Like it as it continues, it gets more and more outrageous. And I still love Pokemon, but I really like its you know the core values it had from like Red and Blue, where like you were just this underage child set off in the world to collect animals and become the best, and
Like no one ever was.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
um
What you got against Trubbish, bro?
I
That's
just
coming from Slime Memo. What you got against Trubbish?
they created, and now it exists, so it
And
can't
an ice cream
unexist.
cone as well with Vanille. like literally an ice cream cone.
But that's fine because it's an ice cream cone. Now, could you imagine being created and like you are forever a pile of garbage? Like
Dude,
that
like,
is
can you imagine?
like I feel bad for Trubbish. Not that I have anything against him. It's just like if I were to create something and make it exist, I wouldn't want it to be a pile of garbage for the rest of its existence. Like
Somebody designed that. They were like thinking of a Pokemon. They're like, I need inspiration, and they just looked at the trash can and went,
yeah,
there it
like
is.
they
I'm inspired.
they were like, we want Oscar the Grouch from Sesame Street to be a playable Pokemon, but we can't get the rights, so we're gonna make Trubbish, who's literally a garbage bag. Like you know,
All
and
right, so Trubbish won't be at E3, is what we're saying. Like,
yeah,
no Trubbish at E3,
I
unless if they don't reveal Breath of the Wild 2, and then it will be
Trubbish
Trubbish.
for
Yeah,
Smash.
then it will be Trubbish for Smash. Nintendo's
it's,
like, this is what the fans want.
they want
This is
Trubbish.
it. They want Trubbish and Smash for sure. All right, so that's not your type of thing, and you think it's going to be there, which is fine. I mean, it's not your type of thing, but you think it's going to be there. I think it's not. I think Nintendo's like, they're the kind of company that's going to be like, listen, we're going to give you Breath of the Wild. If we're giving you Breath of the Wild, you're going to be happy. You know what I
I
mean? We don't
I,
need to show you anything
I don't
else.
know.
Like,
I
we're going
feel
to.
I agree.
Pokemon is their moneymaker. Pokemon is Nintendo's moneymaker,
They got
and
Diamond Pearl coming out,
this
like
is
Shiny Pearl and Glimmering Diamond or whatever it's called.
this is my thing about Pokemon though. The game Pokemon isn't what makes them the money. Pokemon is the advertise. The games are the advertisement so that they can make money on plushes and T-shirts and
Oh yeah,
that's
man.
that
Cards, dude. The
po-
cards.
Pokemon
Oh,
cards.
cards. Yeah, that's a
Cards
thing
are
going
worth
on right
so.
now.
The
Yo, give me Pokemon trading card game on Nintendo Switch. I
I
want the
mean that was
Pokemon trading card game online on the Switch.
from Game Boy. Yeah, that was fun.
Well, they have one that's on PC right now, PC and Mac, and it's super fun. Like you can scan the cards, and it gives you like in every booster pack you buy, there's like a little QR code. You scan that, and then it gives you a booster pack in the online game, and like you can. That would be awesome for the Switch. I'd love to see that.
Yeah, but like Pokemon itself, like if the games literally just stayed like how they were, like no open world, and they just stayed how they were and just kept releasing new designs of Pokemon, like
Yeah.
I feel like they would still succeed no matter what because it's a winning formula that I don't think they should deviate from.
Mm,
And that's like they make their money off of Pikachu dolls and Snivy dolls and
yeah.
shirts and cards and just all the merchandise. So I think it
It's
is
time
gonna
for a
be.
refresh, in my opinion, though. Like, I feel
Uh,
like it is time. It's getting a little stale, and then like with Pokemon Legends Arceus, they're trying to do this open world format,
yeah, let's,
and if it hits the mark, then this could be it. You know?
but I think that's why it will be at E3 because either they're gonna go for that fresh new thing, try and hit the
Hmm.
mark, or they're gonna try and promote their. This is their marketing right here. They're gonna try and promote their new Pokemon so that they can sell Pokemon merchandise. They should just make a Pokemon Souls style game where it's just open world
Do it.
Pokemon Souls.
If Vinny can throw a Souls like inspired game, he's gonna do it, man.
I want to see it happen. Poke Souls.
Pokesouls. Pokesouls. Yeah, all right. So those are the Pokemon. And then we also have the I can't remember. It's Diamond and Pearl. They're coming out. I believe that's this year. So they will probably show something on Diamond and Pearl just to remind people it's coming. One that's really exciting here is that it's rumored that some of the Mario Odyssey team is working on a Donkey Kong game. Are we looking at Donkey Kong Odyssey? Do we get finally a return to 3D Donkey Kong? Like, is that what we're getting, or do you think they're just kind of working on to extend the Donkey Kong Country Returns type brand, even though Retro Studios is back on Metroid Prime? They moving things around here, or are we moving like are we or what are we doing? Do you think it's even going to be revealed at E3? I'm just kind of throwing games out there because knowing Nintendo, if Breath of the Wild is there, I expect nothing on this list. I expect just Breath of the Wild. Like no surprises, just Breath of the Wild 2. Is if it's going to be there. What do you think, guys? Anybody is
I,
there anybody excited about Donkey
I
Kong?
believe the show was 40 minutes long in total. So there's
It's
going to be
true.
quite a few things. I'm not really interested in Pokemon or Donkey Kong. I think this could be another attempt at Donkey Kong.
Mm.
Especially with a development team that has worked on 3D games, working on a Donkey Kong game. Uh, you know, be something different from Tropical Freeze, which was 2D. So, excited for those people who are fans of like Donkey Kong 64, but not really interested myself.
and
Fair. That's fair.
I was never a huge Donkey Kong fan. I was more of a was it Banjo and Kazooie?
Okay, yeah, Banjo-Kazooie, yeah, made by Rare. I'm sorry, I was reading Sly Memo saying Shin Megami Tensei. Oh my god, I just murdered that name. Is going to be 40 minutes long, so you guys ain't getting nothing. So it's just gonna be all. It's gonna
Shin Megami Tensei, yeah.
be yeah, Shin Megami Tensei. It's gonna be all Shin Megami Tensei the entire time. And
Yeah, no
sorry,
Zelda. Forget
no
that.
Zelda. Um, no, but that will most likely be there at E3 somewhere in some capacity. Um, but yeah, so okay, Donkey Kong. I think if they go back to the 3D formula, that would be exciting because they never really like went back to it. I think Donkey Kong 64 was their last like attempt, the first and only attempt, maybe. Um, yeah, and I think a nice 3D Donkey Kong game with the experience of a team by the Mario Odyssey people that would be pretty epic. I would love to see it. A Donkey Kong Odyssey. Let's do it. I don't think it's going to be at E3. Unlikely.
I
So I'm just like bringing up games to shoot them down.
I
What's
I
up?
I added a image onto the stream. It's a Poke Souls
Uh,
preview.
the
I
Poke
see
Poke
that.
Souls
Souls
preview.
Poke Souls, there it is, right there. So you're the trainer fighting against the Pokemon. So
Yeah,
that
with
not the Pokemon.
yep.
So it's not okay. Okay.
But see, you
So
got
all
you
right,
got your
very.
Pokeball, you got your Mega Potion, you got everything you need to make
Mhm.
a Poke Souls game right here in this image. So make it happen.
I think it's funny that they just said, "Screw it, we're not using Pokemon to battle, and we're just gonna do it ourselves."
Yeah, I
Like,
mean that's how it always
yeah,
should have been. You should have to I mean
capture them yourself. Charizard
yeah,
said, "Screw you, dude."
wrestle a Charizard, like you
Yeah,
assert your dominance. They're not gonna
not gonna
listen to
lie,
you.
dude. Fighting in like a Dark Souls style against a Charizard would be pretty freaking awesome.
I,
Like, I mean,
it's
anybody just tuning in is like, is this really what their prediction is? Is this what they think is gonna happen?
but
No, that's not the prediction.
you think Charizard looking at your little like flare pin badges saying like, "Oh, you have that badge? I'm gonna listen to you." No, if you put him
No,
in a rear naked choke and
yeah.
you tap Charizard out, like that's how you gain a Pokemon's
That's how you get
respect.
the respect. Yeah, that's how you get his respect. You better start dodge rolling, bro. All right, so let's go over let's get off of that. That's not an actual prediction for anybody tuning in. But yeah, a Pokemon Poke Souls would be great. Poke your soul. Poke your soul. So let's talk about Kingdom Hearts on the Nintendo Switch. What do you guys think of that? Because I can see Kingdom Hearts 3 on the Nintendo Switch. I can truly see that being ported over to the Switch. It's running on an Unreal Engine. Unreal Engine is very scalable. It's definitely possible. Now, when it comes to like Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2, they would probably have to do some kind of uh, extended work on it. So, if they were to announce Kingdom Hearts comes to Switch, would that be hype? Would that be
I
something really hype for you guys? Or I
I
feel like a lot of Switch fans would be looking for it.
I think the only thing that would make me hype about Kingdom Hearts on the Switch would be if it was an Ever Crisis style thing where,
Oh, change it up completely, like a pocket edition.
well, not so much that, but allow me to play like 1 1.5, 1.75, 1.8.5.1, Kingdom Hearts 2, then Kingdom Hearts 2.7.8, then Kingdom Hearts
Dream
like
drop disc.
Yeah, cause I played Kingdom Hearts 1, 2, and 3, and I
Mhm.
didn't get to play any of I didn't play any of the things that were canonical, but on different consoles, different systems, and it did I watched Let's Plays, but even watching somebody have like a 30-minute video explaining how everything is tied with like Kingdom Hearts,
Mm.
I couldn't there was so many pathways
Yeah.
and I feel like if Kingdom Hearts is going to come to the Switch, they can make it happen. They should make it to where it's the compilations you can enjoy.
The story so far. I think they released a big collection too. Like so, but knowing Square Enix and knowing Nintendo, I feel like it would be released as a 1.5 and 2.5 and 2.8 and Kingdom Hearts 3. Like I think they would release well, maybe not 2.8. They might do that. I don't know. But they might do like a this individual games at full price. But I just feel like they would do it. I feel like they could get away with
I,
it too.
I feel like
Like
that's more of
Nintendo
a
Switch
Nintendo
is
move.
it's the way to yeah, I mean it's a way to really like just it's like a re-release when you've seen developers do it. Like they're just going to release their game on Switch
So
after
we
like a
would
year.
assert your dominance.
Exactly. And they're just like, let's do it. Let's when the game has kind of died off, go to the Switch, right? And then it'll get back a little bit of money. So I think they would I think they would kind of do it like a 2 point or 1.5, 2.5 and then maybe bundle in 2.8 with 3. I don't know. But I feel like they would do it separately, but they do have a complete edition of Kingdom Hearts. And if all of that came over to the Switch, that would be mind-blowing. That would be insane. Just kind of throwing that one out there. I think it's unlikely. So that kind of, and then the last one, the very last one I want to talk about is Bayonetta 3, which I think is very likely. I think Bayonetta 3 is very likely to be there. This was announced years ago, and all we saw of it was a 3. Like that was it. Just it was just a title or not even a title reveal. Just hey, you know what it is, and it's Bayonetta 3, and I think it's time. I think it's time they show something on Bayonetta 3. What do you guys think?
I wasn't a huge fan of Bayonetta either. To be honest with you,
Okay.
I think it was I think it was Nintendo's way of trying to be adult, and it just didn't land for me.
Well, it's not. It wasn't a Nintendo game. Nintendo
Yeah.
actually kind of got it over on the Nintendo side, which was such a big deal. Like,
Yeah,
as
the first
yeah.
Bayonetta game was on, I think, 360 and
Was yeah,
PS3, and then
Xbox,
they
yeah.
had
Hmm.
and then exclusivity for Bayonetta 2 to Wii U, and then they brought it to Switch, and now Nintendo has exclusivity for Bayonetta
uh,
3.
Yeah,
It's
I
such a weird Nintendo. Like that's an exclusive to Nintendo. That's such a
yeah,
weird exclusive, but it's
exact,
there.
and
Yep.
like she just doesn't like her personality and how she's like so kind of like sexualized doesn't
Yeah,
match Nintendo's like family oriented,
it doesn't.
you know,
And
theme.
I mean, that's
and
why it's
somehow
got an
and
M
somehow
rating,
she's in
though.
Smash.
It's not like you're misleading people. They put the
No,
rating up
it's
there. They're just
yeah,
doing it's Platinum still making the
But
game. It's just
but
Nintendo wants it on their system for some reason. I don't know.
but like
I think it's great.
I
I think
feel
it's
like
Yeah.
great.
parents don't look at the M rating, they see Nintendo and automatically think like Mario.
That's on the parents, man. That's
I
Oh
on the
know it's on the
yeah.
parents.
parents, but I think
That's on the
Yeah, I don't
personally,
parents.
think any parents look at the ratings anymore. I feel like that's just not a thing that parents do. It seems like.
um, uh,
Ah,
personally, and
that's another discussion for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
But
I I
but
don't
yeah, yeah.
I don't see this happening, but I could see it being a possibility. But since Dark Souls remastered and Dark Souls 3 was on the Switch, I can kind of see Sekiro actually getting ported over to Nintendo Switch.
Whoa,
Um,
whoa,
because
that would be interesting.
Sekiro was pretty successful for um on console, and then
Yeah.
Dark Souls 3 actually was pretty successful on the Switch, and I you know,
Bloodborne.
huh?
Bloodborne on the Switch before
Bloodborne.
PC.
Oh man, before PC gets
I,
it.
yeah, I don't think PlayStation's gonna let go of Bloodborne.
And I don't think they're gonna do
No.
anything with Bloodborne either.
No,
It's gonna stay on PS4, 30 FPS.
honestly, if they re-release Bloodborne without the Chalice dungeons, I'd be happy with that.
Yeah.
I hated those
I
Chalice
mean,
dungeons.
well, that's a very, very interesting prediction to see Sekiro, and it's like it's just one of those things. Like it could be done. It could very much be done. Like and Nintendo is it could throw that in there. I think Bayonetta 3 could be thrown in there for sure. Just kind of going through this list, I think if Breath of the Wild 2 is there, like I said, I think that's a good 15 minutes of their show right there. I think they're going to really focus on Breath of the Wild. But yeah, I mean, they got a 40-minute show. They got to have some games to show here. You know that there's going to be an indie presence. But this is a Nintendo Direct. This is not a Nintendo Direct Mini. This is the big deal. This is the E3 Nintendo Direct. So,
Did
what do you guys think? I mean, you guys
did
have any closing thoughts on Nintendo at E3?
yeah did Nintendo and Xbox ever like do anything with that like rumor that they were gonna like collab for mobile for like handheld gaming?
That's the thing, like, and man, I kind of had brought it up a little bit earlier when like the Switch is on Phil Spencer's shelf. Yeah,
Mhm.
that could be an indication that Game Pass could be coming to the Switch. Maybe just cloud Game Pass. Like, so if it's on the cloud, you can play it on the Switch. Which would be actually the only way that it could come to Switch. So in that case, I feel like it's kind of a win-win for each party. Like Nintendo gets Game Pass cloud games only, which people can play on their phones. But if they can get people to say, "Oh, I can play that on my Switch," then that's a win-win to have it on the Switch. Um,
Then Xbox has
yeah, I
mobile
just
gaming from it.
yeah, exactly. I mean, they Xbox has Game Pass on your phone right now, but people, it's more appetizing to say it's going to be on the Switch, right?
I wouldn't want to
Um,
play Dark Souls 3 on my phone if it was
Right, touch
completely
controls
ported
suck, and
over.
then no, yeah, and nobody really wants to have the big attachment to your phone on a real controller. They do make the Razer Kishis, those like they basically turn your phone into a Switch. Um, but to have it on Switch it could be a really big deal. And then like Ori has come over to Switch, Cuphead has come over to Switch. These are games that Xbox doesn't technically own, but they were partnered with them. Um, so yeah, I mean, it would be really incredible to see Game Pass come over to the Switch. That could be an announcement being made. If it was made, it would be at Nintendo conference, I think. I think it would definitely be on a Nintendo show. So that's a good possibility. I think I'm going to wrap up Nintendo here. Comple, do you have anything else you wanted to add?
Uh, no, I think we covered it good.
Okay.
I mean,
So
Mario, we didn't talk a whole lot about Mario. I guess that's really
we
big
didn't.
Nintendo.
Yeah, this is Zelda's year, man. I mean, I
Yeah,
would personally like to say it's Zelda and Metroid's year, but seems like Metroid's kind of getting brushed aside.
like
But
usual.
it's yeah, like usual, it's in the shadow, but it's the 35th anniversary of Metroid as well. So, um, my biggest takeaway from this is I would be the most hyped for Nintendo 64 online. Which is crazy. I know Breath
That'd
of the
be
Wild
great,
2.
but
I just know Breath of the Wild 2 is coming, but
yeah.
to say if a Nintendo 64 online happened and they had like Mario Party 2 on the like think of it, man. Think of it.
But
The multiplayer hub.
what was that thing that Nintendo did where it was kind of like Xbox games with gold, but it was like for a month and then you didn't own the game, like you were just allowed to play it, and then when it would switch, you lost that game. I forgot. Nintendo did something like that.
Nintendo did that?
Yeah, Nintendo did that.
Oh. They did that for a little while and then they kind of just went on and started up this new like
It was
switch
like a
like
trial thing, right? They did it for
yeah, yeah.
Mario Tennis, I think. It was like a
Yup.
trial, yeah.
They
Yeah,
did things like that, so
if they do N64 online, I hope they don't do anything like that where it's just like you could play Star Fox for this month and then it's like all right, next month we have Donkey Kong. Yeah, I hope they don't do anything like that if they're gonna do Nintendo 64 online because I just want to play Star Fox. for the rest of my life,
Smash
basically.
64 is gonna have better netcode than Smash Ultimate.
Right. Oh, actually, Irish brings up a good point. I mean, like, I don't think it's possible, but they say N64 Mini, like an N64 Classic Edition. Um, I think that would be really cool, but in the time of like COVID and all that other stuff, I don't think they're going to be like, oh, hey, like, here's the N64 Mini that you're not going to probably get a bunch of friends together and play, even though COVID is kind of starting to go away. So like, thank God. Like, I mean, I'm crossing fingers and everything, but like, it's starting to go away, and maybe by the holiday season, having an N64 Mini come on over and play. I just really think like take that out and put it on the N64 online, and then you have like a literal killer app. I'm not even joking. Like how many people would go berserk for N64 online, just because it is the like a console that's like the party console, man. Like this is what you would want to play online. So like besides Smash Bros, N64 online would be the number one thing played, I think, online. I don't know.
Yeah.
So an N64 Mini would be cool though. I would like it just for the collection, but put it on the
I think
Switch. Do the N64 online.
unfortunately Nintendo is done with the main consoles. They've moved on to their Nintendo Switch Online, and that's what they're doing now. I don't know. I
Yeah,
don't see them doing a physical box anymore.
right, right. I mean, even though it would be really cool collector's items for sure,
It
but
would. Yeah.
all right. Well,